Well, I think our doorway here I'd like to make it slightly more interesting. So, at the moment, I'm kind of tempted to put a bit of, well, it would be a door jamb actually. Coming down the one side like that. Gathering a little more light at the bottom than there is at the top. Oh, I like to sneak in just a little closer to the ground. I'm going to do something kind of interesting here. It's probably not a good idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to put a racing stripe in here. Quinacridone magenta. Quinacridone magenta, if it's any good. If the quality of the paint's any good, it's pretty high chroma stuff. And I like it, but I use it very sparingly. Unless I do flowers, which I really haven't done many of at all. I don't know, let's just see how this goes. That's pretty pinky. You know what I think I'll do? I'm going to add a little Cad Red medium to that as we get to the top. Yeah, so it doesn't look too much like a racing stripe. Now I'm going to add a little bit of cobalt blue to that mixture. What is that value? That value is okay, I think. Looks pretty much, well, no, it doesn't look the same as this, but close enough. Okay, I was really what I wanted to do, or what I was thinking of doing, is taking this, which is almost straight Cad Red medium, Cad Red medium, and just laying it on this board. It would have been more along the family of colors that I have here, and I was a little worried that this might end up looking a little bit busy. Now the camera's focused in on this area, so I'm sure it looks quite nice as it's focused in, but when I back up, this might look a little bit busy. I can go over it if I need to, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to sit back and have a peek. Very slow decisions here. So 1 minute I'm a little worried about too many vertical lines because of the vertical lines I have in the fence. And then I add another vertical line. Well, I suppose there's no avoiding it. I have to paint something in here, and I don't think I'm going to. I often will put some structure in there. I've indicated say an old wagon wheel or something along those lines, maybe a water trough. This does not occupy enough of the canvas, in my opinion, to put too much detail in there. If I do that, I lose the entire effect of the painting. It no longer is simple and strong. It becomes kind of a weak little thing. And if that were the case, then the whole painting should be like that. So I kind of want to stay congruent with the flavor of the painting. But I do need to indicate something in there. So I think what I'm going to do is again, I wind about a lot of vertical lines, but some are necessary. I'm going to call this one necessary. I'm going to mix a little bit of burnt sienna with raw umber, and I'm going to try to show that's a little light yet. I'm going to try to show a bit of a brace that's on the back wall. Just a little barn board that's been nailed to the studs to try to extend the life of the shed. And there's another one, but narrower, because people will use whatever they can get their hands on in cases like this. They're not driving to the hardware store, they're just going to pick up whatever old junk sitting around. Okay, that's a couple of braces holding things. And I don't like things to be too symmetrical. I'm pretty close to the middle with this split, but I think I'm going to leave it. That bracing is going to go right to the floor. Or almost, anyway. That's going to work. Now, I'm going to add just a hint of ultramarine blue to that. And I'm going to show some studs on the back wall. And appearing on the floor, where it goes to the ground. Now, I'm going to take make it a little bit greener. I'm adding a little yellow ochre. But I still want it to be dark. But on the floor, some of that light will have spilled into the shed. Okay. Careful, Phil. Don't become consumed with the need for detail. All right. And now, between those studs, I'm going to go cold and very dark, and that will be ultramarine blue, unburnt sienna, fading off. Whoops. Shouldn't worry so much. All right. Okay. I'm hoping that's not too much information. I'm hoping it's enough to spark the imagination of the viewer, to keep the visual story plausible.